Hi everyone, Janie and Jason here, and Monty, if you can't see him, I don't know if you can see him or not. We are here for the April question and answer session. And yes, I would so much rather be out gardening today. It is an absolute, I mean, it's
really nice.
It's so nice today, but we have just about the busiest week of our entire year this week.
Pretty much.
Right? Every single year. So it starts off with my mom's birthday, then it's your mom's birthday and dad's birthday on the same day.
Yep.
Happy birthday. And then it's actually Shay's birthday tomorrow. Actually, when you guys saw this, it was yesterday. Right. And then it's Easter, the same. I mean, it's just so, and plus we had the event today.
We had the event. We have an event next weekend.
We have an event.
And then our anniversary is on Thursday.
Oh yeah, there's that. Are we doing something for that?
I don't know.
We better be. So anyway, it is a very, very busy week. And so instead of gardening today, we decided to do a question and answer session, which is fun too. First of all, I wanted to say that I had such a wonderful time at Candelario Ace Hardware today. Actually, we're filming this later that day. That was for the Best for the West events. They were super fun. We have another one next weekend at the Greenery in Turlock. And then after that, the next 2 weekends are at Green Acres, which I'm really excited about.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be really, really fun. So we hope to see you guys there. And if we already saw you at one of the previous events, hi, thanks for coming. It's been really fun. It's been fun talking plants.
It's been fun seeing people, and people are really nice coming up and saying hi and how good the garden looks and so on. It's nice.
Yeah, you guys are so nice. I love it. All right, let's get started. So I just went back and I pulled these questions from the comment section. So if you guys ever have questions, leave them in the comment section. We do check them and we do pull them. And it's really easy if you say question, you know, because then I can find it.
And I think even just putting a question mark, the thing will identify it.
Yeah,
like
YouTube.
It'll get it.
Yeah, YouTube will filter it out.
Yeah, the word question or a question mark will
makes it
do the
easy.
trick. Yeah.
And sometimes I can't help it. I just want to answer the question right away because it's an easy question. But sometimes I'll wait till the question and answer session. So anyway, we'll get started with the first one.
All right, first question is from Kate, and she says, have you thought about doing an Aqua pot self-watering planter insert for the pots on your porch?
That is a great idea, Kate. I read that and I was like, oh, that would have been smart. As someone who works for Proven Winners. So it's Kate's talking about are the 2 pots on either side of my front porch. We are dealing with major drainage issues there because the patio slopes back towards our house, which is really bad.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yes. Generally, it's not great.
Yeah. It's not that bad for us because there's more concrete there. Yeah,
exactly. There's nowhere for it to go that's not going to actually, the water won't get under the house in that location. It's blocked by concrete, but still not the best.
It's still annoying, right? And people say like, well, why don't you just clean it with water? Well, then more water just pools back there. So it's just really frustrating.
Yeah.
It's just a really frustrating spot. Even if I put saucers under there, the saucers would eventually fill up and then I'd have more staining. So Kate's idea of having the Aqua pot inserts is a great idea, but then that means I have to pull out the trees and that's a lot of work. So maybe next year, Kate. But thanks. That was a great idea. I saw that and I thought, oh yeah, that was a good one.
Oregon Gardening asks, I was just wondering about this project. Question, whatever happened to your friend's house that had the indoor solarium MidCentury planters? Any update on that project?
So Destry, I hope I'm saying your name right. She has a wonderful YouTube channel up in Oregon. And actually, I just saw her at Bauman's and she filmed one of my greenhouse tours. Did you know that? And posted it on her channel.
No.
Yeah, she did. So thanks. So when I saw that she left this comment, I grabbed it. So what she's talking about, we just went to our friend Ashley's house who were doing kind of a Mediterranean makeover. I say it's a Mediterranean makeover. It's a Californian makeover, basically.
Pretty much,
she does have palm trees. She has a pool. So it's very hot weather Californian style. And I love it. It's looking really good. I'm so happy with what we did last time we were there, right? Sorry, Monty's distracting us. Yeah. So what she's asking about, so anyway, Ashley's house is looking really good. We're going to be back there a couple more times this year to work on her house. What she's talking about is I actually did an indoor plant installation at my friend Jessica's house. She has a mid-century modern Strang home, which is a very fancy type of mid-century modern home. And in it, they're really well known for atriums and indoor gardens. And so I actually went and planted up her indoor garden, and it turned out really, really well. Actually, her builders, Mac Construction.
Oh, yeah.
They actually took pictures after I had done that, and they entered those pictures into a contest or something
really?
like that. Yeah, they were really happy with it. So I don't know where the pictures went, but they went somewhere.
Huh.
Like I had to give my permission to say
Really?
it was okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, Jessica's house is doing great. It's beautiful. Her house is so gorgeous. I love it. And I think everything's doing well. Yeah. So.
Yellow Daisy 2473 says, beautiful. So cool you guys can benefit from each other's talents. Also, what self-watering device are you talking about at pool area? I did not see a link in your info area of the video.
I should have put a link. I'm sorry. So what she's talking about is, again, at my friend Ashley's house, I was talking about an Oya, which is a porous clay pot that you bury in the soil, and then you can fill that clay pot up with water, and it slowly soaks out. Actually, the roots of the plant will actually suck out the water from the clay pot, and it's a way for watering your plants. It's really cool. I'm using it. Oh, hummingbird. So I actually have Oyas in my greenhouse to my tomatoes, and they're working like so perfectly. I can't even say how perfect they are. So the only drawback to Oyas is you have to buy an Oya, right? That costs money. And then it's really only, I think it's 1 for every 3 square feet is what they say. But that's for like a rooted in plant. And so if you have baby plants, you have to keep them watered until they get all rooted in and everything. But it's a really, really good option. And I was actually talking to somebody, a contractor here that we had here one time, and he's a gardener, and he said that he does his entire veggie garden just with Oyas. Like that's how he waters it. And I just thought that was really interesting.
That is interesting.
I thought it was really cool. So they're called Oyas, OLLAS. I'll put a link to the ones that I bought from Amazon. They're nothing special. I'll put a link to those in the description down below.
Penny Dominici says, I just planted a bunch of Best for the West proven winners, Supervelds, Supertunias, and Superbinas. Planted them with Biotone starter fertilizer. How long do I wait before I start using the proven winners water-soluble fertilizer? I really want some flower punch for my investment. You'll get it out of those.
You'll get it out of those. Good investment. Start now. Absolutely. So they say you want to water or fertilize every 3rd watering. That is really, really hard for those of us who live in hot areas because we water every day, if not twice a day sometimes. So I always just lean on once a week. But sometimes I feel like even that's not really enough. But since you use Biotone starter fertilizer is a very gentle, slow release fertilizer. So you're not going to over fertilize your plants if you start doing the water soluble stuff now. So go for it.
Okay, next question. Misha asks, do you fertilize your temperennials as a perennial or like an annual with proven winners water soluble?
Good question. I fertilize my temperennials like an annual because Proven Winners, or a plant company, has decided to sell these plants as an annual. And what they're saying is when you plant this plant in the ground, it's going to keep blooming absolutely all season long until it gets too cold. And so that means that the bloom power of those plants is going to need the amount of fertilizer that you would normally give an annual, as opposed to a perennial that maybe only blooms for 6 weeks or 8 weeks or something like that. They usually only need a couple spots of fertilizer throughout the year. A temperennial is going to need, in my opinion, is going to need way more fertilizer. I always just think the more a plant blooms, the more fertilizer it needs. And so you can kind of think of it like that. If you have, a bubble gum, or if you have plain the blue salvia, it's continuously blooming throughout the season. So it's going to continuously need some fertilizer to really shine. Plants that don't do that aren't going to need that as much, like a Nyphophia. It's going to bloom and then it's going to kind of be quiet. Maybe it'll bloom again, right? Rebloom, but it's not going to need that constant amount of fertilizer every week that temperennials and annuals need. But that's a really good question.
Terry Romero asks, hi Janie, Terry here from Elk Grove. Have you tried impatiens in your very shady areas yet? They are my go-to and are a shade workhorse. Lots of colors to choose from as well. Love your solution to the hanging basket water situation. Love your channel.
Thank you. Hi, I'll see you at Green Acres. Elk Grove is the Green Acres that I love going to. So Terry, I haven't, but I know I need to because at my last neighborhood where we used to live, there was a house that on the other side of the green belt that planted impatiens underneath their front tree, and it was so pretty. And by the end of the season, do you know what house I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The one with the baskets, the hanging baskets. They had orange and purple, and it was so pretty. It was so pretty. So thank you for the reminder. I will need to get my hands on some. It's so funny because I never really think about impatiens. I don't know why. I just don't really think about
it's not something you often plant.
Yeah, same with vinca. I just don't really think about them, but they're great plants. So thank you for the reminder.
Miss Leslie says, maybe this is a stupid question, but why do you put the tarp down in the pots?
So there's no such thing as a stupid question, especially in gardening, right? It wasn't tarp. This is a really easy answer. Miss Leslie is talking about when I did the 3 pots underneath the hanging baskets, and I put landscape fabric down in the bottom, and that was simply just to keep the soil from draining out of the bottom of the hole, and I didn't want my porch to get dirty. So I just put just one layer of landscape fabric. You can do pieces of terracotta, you can do chicken wire, chicken wire probably wouldn't hold it in. Hardware cloth, right? There's a bunch of things you can do. People do coffee filters. I've done that before. That works pretty well.
Just something that'll let the water through, but not the soil.
Yeah. So what you saw me put in, which I should have said something, that was just landscape fabric, so the water can go through.
That landscape fabric looks like tarp.
It does look like tarp.
Yeah.
It's very plasticky.
Even though it's
bad landscape fabric.
Yeah, it's not the best.
Got to use it though.
All right, next one. Susan Latiano, if I'm saying that right, sorry if I'm not, says, where did you get the rockers from on your gazebo? Are they comfy? I need a pair just like those for my gazebo.
Where did I get these?
Home Depot.
I got these from Jason and the girls last year for Mother's Day. It was a good Mother's Day gift. So Home Depot.
Yep.
Home Depot or Lowe's? Home Depot, right?
I'm pretty sure it was Home. Ugh. Now you're making. I'm pretty sure because I'm pretty sure I got them from Woodland, which is Home Depot.
Yeah. And would you say they're comfy?
I like them. I think they're comfortable.
I think they're comfy too. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy as I'm rocking. I think they're comfy too. The only thing I don't love about these is the back is super straight. I like rocking chairs where the back is a little curved. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But these are good. So just know it's a straight back basically.
Yeah. Definitely straight.
But they're comfy and they weren't that expensive.
No, these were like not expensive.
Look for less.
Yeah. We've kept them out of the weather in the wintertime, and so far they've lasted just fine. I just,
Yeah, and they'll be under here.
They'll be under here, yeah.
Unless we get another patio set for under here.
I
Mother's Day is coming up, right?
But for now, they're fine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't leave them out like all year in the weather. They would get damaged.
Yeah.
Sure. But that's most furniture is like that.
Yeah. So anyway, they're really nice. We like them. We got them from Home Depot. Not too expensive.
I don't remember how much they cost, but I know it was not like a high-end thing.
Yeah.
Amy Schmidt says, good morning. Question, you mentioned that the vine you planted at your gazebo is for zone 10. Mm-hmm. Does that mean it will only do well in that zone since it does not say 7 through 10? No,
it just means that it is cold hardy down to zone 10. So when you hear in the United States, right, pretty much anywhere, when you hear somebody say zone 10 or a zone 9 plant, basically, they're talking about the USDA hardiness zone, and that is a cold hardiness zone, only cold. And so basically this vining plant, this Mandivilla, it can only handle temperatures down to zone 10 temperatures, which I do not know off the top of my head. I want to say like 30s to 40s.
That sounds right.
That sounds right. Yeah. We'll say that's right. So, but if you're a zone 7, or say if you're a zone 9 through 3, it's going to last as basically an annual for you, right? Because basically it's the cold that is going to kill it. And so if you protect it, if you put it in a pot and bring it inside to a greenhouse or your garage or something like that, then it'll overwinter for you, obviously, if you protect it. But if you don't live in zone 10, it's not going to last the winter, but you can still grow it in whatever zone you want. You just have to know that once it gets colder than zone 10 temperatures, that plant will die because of cold.
And we're in 9B, and we're hoping it lasts, right?
I'm going to protect it.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with that plant.
So it's very pretty.
Yeah, and a lot of zone 10 plants will overwinter. USDA zones are not specific at all. I mean, ask any other gardener.
And then if you get a cold winter, it just blows the whole thing anyway.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So I mean, it's an estimate, right?
Yeah. So it would totally work in your zone, but it would be considered an annual in your zone, as it technically is considered an annual in my zone too.
All right, next question. Kay says, so enjoyed this, thank you. Now a non-gardening question. What jeans are you wearing? They look good and you're able to bend in them beautifully.
Thank you, Kay. I added this in. I just wanted to hear him say that.
I thought the same thing.
Oh, shut up. I actually get people ask me where my jeans are from a lot. 9.9 times out of 10, my jeans are from Target because I'm so hard on my jeans. Like all of my jeans are stained on the knees just because I'm in the garden all the time. So 9.9 out of 10 times, they're just regular Target brand jeans that just work fine. They're fine. And sometimes I'll even wear them out on a nice date night or something like that. Not the stained ones, but yeah. So they're usually just Target jeans. Sometimes they're Old Navy jeans, but usually Target. Basically nothing fancy.
Let's see. Wendy asks, Janie, do you have to deadhead or would you want to the proven winner Supertunias?
No, you do not have to deadhead. Supertunias are bred to bury the dead. What that means, it's very morbid, a very morbid way of saying that you don't have to deadhead your Supertunias and a lot of your proven winners plants because basically they'll keep growing on each other. So basically the old plant, the old flowers or blooms die out and then the new ones grow right over it. So you can't even see the old ones. So you don't need to deadhead Supertunias, which is one of the reasons why they're so fantastic because regular petunias you need to deadhead all the time.
Makes them super.
Thank you.
But no, isn't that...
I'm going to find a sound effect.
But isn't that the case for Super Bells and Superbina too? Same thing. That's literally what makes it super.
It's one of the characteristics that make them super. Yes, it's one of them.
I was onto something.
Yeah, but most of proven winners plants, they breed to bury their dead as much as they possibly can.
Gotcha.
It's one of the characteristics that they look for in their breeding program.
All right, moving on. Night Date asks, why don't you plant your evergreens in front of your office? They looked so good there. I
would love to plant them in front of my office, but
it's gravel. It's hard.
Gravel and there's concrete foundation too.
Where?
Well, it goes out like 4 feet on the what is this? North side.
It does?
Yes, that's why there's nothing planted there.
You've dug out that far?
I have tried to plant things there. That's why there's nothing planted under my window.
I didn't know it went out that far.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
I just assumed it was within a couple inches. I found some doing something.
Yeah.
But I found chunks of concrete and I thought, like everything else, they just buried stuff.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that it goes out 4 feet?
Yep.
I
know.
Wow.
Because I was gonna plant my foxgloves there. And then I kept digging and I was like, oh no, there's foundation here. So anyway, there's a bunch of gravel on the front and I think that there's some part of the foundation as well. So it's just not good soil. It's just they did a bunch of construction around that area, and I'm having a really hard time with it. I have the that rose there that I planted around, and that guy is.
That's why it's not doing so well.
It's so unhappy. It is.
I did not understand why that was happening.
Yeah, that thing is not going to last there. So I'm going to have to either give up on it or dig it up and move it somewhere. So
that's too bad. I did not know that.
I know. Anyway, so I would love to plant the evergreens right there. A lot of people suggested to do bottomless pots like Bunny Guinness, which I think is a great idea. I just don't think
They
it's
just it won't go anywhere.
I don't think it's the right spot for it. I think
Huh.
they would be so stressed out. They would be just as stressed out as they were in the regular pots. And I could get bigger pots, but you know,
Yeah.
I'm so annoyed at those topiaries right now. Anyway, their clock's ticking in my garden. They're planted right here, and I'm choosing not even to look at them.
All right, next.
They're not long for this world, at least my world.
Next question from Vintage Hippie. Hi, Janie, help please. I can't for the life of me find the video where you talked about the corrugated cardboard rolls that you used for the no-till method in your orchard garden. Where did you buy them? I'm starting new beds and I'm in need of tons of cardboard. Thanks, love watching your videos.
Yeah, so I never told anybody where we got those rolls of corrugated cardboard.
Oh.
Because we got them, we paid way too much money for them. Basically, we got them.
I remember them being expensive.
Remember them? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was in your same situation. Okay, so what Vintage Hippie is talking about is when we first started this property, we did a no-till method, and basically what that is we weed whacked all the weeds back and the lawn back, whatever lawn wasn't.
There was no lawn. It was just weeds.
We weed whacked the weeds back, and then after the weeds were all cut down, then we laid out a layer of cardboard. And normally the idea is, I'm really sorry if Monty is bumping the camera. He is trying to get us to throw a ball very desperately. So after you cut the weeds back, then you put down a layer of cardboard. And normally it's like cardboard that you get, in shipments and stuff like that. But we had such a big property, I needed more cardboard than that. And I could have gone to the stores and gotten, like refrigerator boxes and stuff like that, but we were in such a time crunch then.
We wanted to get the soil improvement going,
right?
And it would have taken a long time to collect enough cardboard to cover the big area we had to cover.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So I chose to invest in a roll of cardboard from this company called Uline, which is a very common company.
They make all kinds of cardboard boxes and shipping materials and all that kind of
stuff. Yeah, it's a very big shipping company. Basically, like if you've been shipped something, you've probably been shipped something from Uline, basically. Unfortunately, they're not cheap. And the shipping was not cheap.
Yeah.
A shipping company does not ship cheap. And so I didn't want to tell anybody where I got the rolls of cardboard, because it was
not a very economical solution.
Not economical at all. And so if you're just looking for ease, then yes, absolutely. Go to Uline. You're going to pay a ton of money. Because you got to pay for freight, basically, is what it is. And had I done it again, I probably wouldn't do it. I mean, I won't do it again. I'm never going to buy a roll of that cardboard.
You would never have a reason to have
more cardboard.
Not that much. Anyway.
We haven't put cardboard in the front.
Oh, the very front?
Yeah.
No, but even that roll of cardboard was so big.
Yeah.
We don't even need, it would be overkill. We wouldn't need that much.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a ton.
Yeah. So anyway, it's from the company Uline. I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend going and getting refrigerator boxes and stuff like that.
Yeah, people have suggested, look up your local appliance place, or
how come we didn't go to the recycling place? Do they not let you do that?
They don't let you do that because it's anything that is in the dump or the recycling center. If you are taking it out, it's considered scavenging, which is illegal.
Oh, yeah, so that's why.
So you can't. I went there and asked. And
yes,
they said no.
I remember that.
Yep.
And we were like desperate. We were like,
I thought, oh, what a brilliant idea. This is gonna work. And they said, nope, you can't do it. I was like, bummer.
That's so annoying.
Because see, it's like people have said, try Best Buy, appliance centers.
That's so annoying, because
then
that's
it's like
the ultimate recycling. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Is going to the recycling place to use things.
Like, what a better thing than to just to take it off their hands from their. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, rules. Anyway. And you know what? It might be a California thing. I don't know if their scavenging rule is everywhere. That could be a California law. I don't know.
Check with your local recycling
because that would be
place.
The best solution if they would allow it.
Yeah, because when we take our cardboard boxes there's like piles of them.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, it would be wonderful if we could use what's there. Yeah.
So anyway, don't do as I say, not as I do. I would not get the roll of cardboard, even though it was very convenient. It cost way too much money. I paid for some guy, I mean, think about it. Like, instead of recycling cardboard, I paid for a truck to ship it to our house. Like, that's so bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not economical and not environmental and not a lot of things. Yeah.
I feel bad about it.
All right, last question. Loretta asks, playing the blues Salvia is a favorite of mine too, but it got so tall, 6 feet. Last year, it shaded my other annuals. Does PW have a smaller but shorter blue Salvia?
So one thing, are you sure you got plain the blue Salvia, right? Because there's another type of plant that looks exactly like plain the blue Salvia. What is it called? It's not mystic spires, it's indigo spires.
Oh.
So indigo spires is the parent plant of that plant, and that gets up to 6 feet tall. And then there's mystic spires, which is the brother of or sister of plain the blue Salvia, and they get up to about 4 feet tall. And then there's a new one, what I wanted to say, there's a new one called Misty Spires that only gets to about 2 feet tall. Now, Proven Winners has only approved the plain the blue Salvia version, which is the 4 foot, which is the brother / sister of Mystic Spires, which is my absolute favorite plant.
Right.
But just wherever you got it, just double check to make sure that it was actually plain the blue Salvia, because it sounds like what you have is the indigo spires, and those normally get up to 6 feet tall, and they also flop over. So if your plant's flopped over, then I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, you've planted those every year, and they've never approached 6 feet.
Not even close. Yeah, they're usually like 3 feet, and they'll get to 4 feet.
3 to 4 feet.
Yeah.
At the most.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
But that doesn't mean maybe it's super happy wherever.
Yeah. Maybe you just have a super great place for them.
Maybe you have an amazing place for it. Anyway, and if that's the case, if you're pretty sure, keep an eye out for Misty Spire Salvia, because it's the new one that is supposed to be even shorter than Mystic Spires. I have not grown Misty Spires yet.
And that's not a Proven Winner? That's just...
No. That's just, it's like...
A generic whatever.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. It's not branded, basically.
Yeah.
And it's Misty Mysty. I've seen it at my local garden center, but I haven't actually planted it yet. But I definitely want to plant it just to see the difference. So, yeah. So just check where you get your plants. Make sure. I mean, if you got them from Proven Winners, from online, then obviously that was the
Playing the Blues.
Playing the Blues, yeah. Huh. And you must just have very fertile soil or something. I don't know. So anyway, so that is it for our questions, our April question and answer session. Thank you for hanging out with us on our beautiful gazebo. I love it out here.
I know. This is the best place to sit.
You know what? We need curtains or something for the sun.
Yeah, I know. We talked about that at the beginning. We were going to kind of see how it went, but I think it would be a good idea.
I think we should do that. I think we'll use it even that much more.
Yep.
So anyway,
nice.
I hope you all had a very happy Easter if you celebrate Easter. Happy birthday, Shay. I love you. And I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.